Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where Zeober Prime has some unemployment. Hang on a moment. That is a Grimoire specialist. Okay. If we move this, then we're going to lose a building slot. That is going to make things interesting here. Where can we put a specialist? How many specialist jobs do we have available? None on Azure Chalice. None on Runam. None on Thredma. How about Canopus? I think we do on Canopus. Actually, yeah, we have a researcher job open here. So, we have 217 energy credits. Let's hop into the market. Let's sell off a little bit of our minerals here. And with that sold, let's then hop into Azure Chalice and resettle over to Zeober Prime. And we're going to want to move in a non-specialist. So we're just going to move in one of these clerks, I think. Like so. Then we're going to take from Zeober Prime this unemployed Grim one and move it over to, where was that? Gothra Prime? Canopus Prime? I think that was Canopus Prime. Let's double check that. Yes, that was Canopus Prime. So from Zeober Prime, we move this specialist. Okay. There's that problem solved. That was exciting. Well, we'll proceed for now. I also want to check in on our piracy situation. This is definitely getting better. It's up to 54% from Canopus now. Now, I am checking... Okay. There's some piracy over here, for sure. But the piracy is mostly in Siagawa. Piracy is not currently present in Zania. Okay. Also not currently present in Marfark. But we do have 3 different sets of ships. Hang on. 3 different sets of ships that hit Siagawa, except... That's insufficient piracy suppression. Okay. So we need more piracy suppression in these 3 fleets. So, this one's already at 3 out of 4 corvettes. Let's go ahead and bring in another corvette here. And then... Yeah, this study finishing is fine. Let's go ahead and grab, I think, civilian fabricators, perhaps? Or just habitats. Yeah, we'll do that for now. And then I do want to purchase in a few extra alloys here. Now we're going to have to sell additional minerals to make that happen. That's okay. We did necrophage, that's also fine. Now I want to go into the fleet manager here. I want to bring that up to 4 and reinforce that. Then I want to do the same thing here. Apparently we can't open the fleet manager for this fleet. Okay, this is the Agonized Armada. So let's go in this way. The Agonized Armada. This is not in the fleet manager. Okay. That's interesting. Apparently this is not a fleet. Very awkward. Very, very awkward. Okay, where are you currently going? You are currently patrolling down to Atlas. Okay, do that. And as soon as they get there, we'll turn this into a new fleet by transferring ships, and we'll transfer all the ships into a new fleet. Okay. We'll get back to you, alien entity. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and transfer ships. And we're going to transfer all of the ships into the Bleak Armada. This one actually works. Fantastic. So from here, we're now going to reinforce that fleet. Hang on a moment. That seemed more expensive than it should, didn't it? 2 corvettes. Why did that give us 2 corvettes here? The Bleak Armada is only seeing 1 but there are 3 corvettes in this. I'm confused. Okay, regardless, we're just going to do that for now. We only need the 1 Anxiety class corvette into that particular fleet, so that'll be fine. That should solve our piracy issue, in theory. This was the only location where our max piracy is above 30 but below 40, correct? Actually, this is above 30 as well, but that's okay. So you can see here that we have 30 piracy suppression in the Tormented Armada. However, the current piracy is actually it's actually still growing. So we definitely need larger patrol ships over here. Now, to the alien entity. A tubular alien entity has entered orbit of Belgium Prime. That is our alloys location. And yeah, we'll deal with Muffred Prime in a moment. But this is Belgium Prime, so that is over here. Okay. With no warning or explanation, it appears to be moving without engines or thrusters, gliding in complete silence through the void of space, cylinders rotating ominously. Though it has yet to display any signs of aggression, it refuses to acknowledge our hails. Our military advisors warn that it may pose a considerable threat to the inhabitants below and implore us to engage neutralization protocols. Our scientists, however, plead that we instead learn from this remarkable piece of technology. Well, are there life signs? If there's life signs, we don't like the life, but it doesn't seem to. We'll study it.
The situation log.
Okay, so that's a situation log, and that is engineering research. Sounds good. We'll get started on that. Excellent. Now, we did have Mufrid Prime needing a building, and that will obviously be a gene clinic, followed by a chamber of elevation. Excellent. We're losing a little bit of food right now. That's to be expected. I do want to bump up our monthly sale of minerals to 150. We'll bump up our monthly purchase order of consumer goods to 50, and also our monthly purchase order of food to 75. I expect that this is still going to keep us negative in energy credits. Yes, indeed. Let's actually bump this up to 200. And this up to, let's see here, 50 to 70 should be sufficient.
A study has been completed.
I think we're still going to be net negative on energy credits, but that's okay. There's some more energy credits from technicians coming in. That's nice. We'll grab research alternatives for now.
Establishing a new colony.
Excellent.
Construction venture completed.
What is this fleet here? Merging with Tormented Armada. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so this now has 4 corvettes. This now has 4 corvettes as well. And the Tormented Armada is also on automatic patrol. And they have 4 corvettes. Perfect. So that should be enough to actually suppress the piracy in Siagawa. We'll have all 4 of these eventually hitting in there. That said, these guys, of course, don't currently have orders, and that's okay. We'll leave them that way for the time being, because we want to wait for just a moment until these guys arrive in Siagawa to begin our patrol, because we want them to be essentially on opposite sides of this. So that should be fine. How are we doing on civilian ships? The construction ship is not doing anything. It should probably be moving over this direction. And this construction ship can go ahead and begin constructionating. Perfect. Okay. So these guys will be entering Hyperlane in a few days. The Kroll are more spiritualist. That's irrelevant. They are plenty spiritualist and militaristic, I'm sure. Okay. This seems good. Yeah, you can see here that our piracy is being sufficiently reduced. We're up to 62% trade value. We've picked up a signal. It originates from the titanic metallic sphere we encountered earlier. Previously impervious to contact attempts, it now sends out a rhythmic pulse of radio waves, pointed towards the black hole it orbits. What it's doing is beyond any of our staff, but this signal might have created an opening into the sphere for our scientists to exploit. This is nowhere near us. I don't think we can get away with that special project. Let's just take the influence. And you can see over here, yes, the piracy is going down slowly, but it is indeed going down. Wonderful. So once we start patrolling over here, and in fact this system still has piracy, and we will start this patrolling now. I'm hoping that this will be sufficient piracy suppression
A special project is complete.
that we won't have to deal with this piracy anymore. And it seems to be the case. Our incoming trade route from Canopus is increasing in value. That's very good for us. Despite extensive research, the enigmatic cache and its origin are still shrouded in mystery. Though it is definitely not organic in nature, it is not entirely machine either. It appears to be preoccupied mainly with the gathering, storing, and encoding of data. Its surface is covered in hundreds of thousands of minuscule scratches and dents, in which we've discovered traces of a compound that is alien to our galaxy. Intriguing, 250 engineering research. That's it? Okay. I guess that's it. Borders have been opened, that's fine. So yeah, you can see that Siagawa here is going up rather dramatically. That'll be interesting to see what the overall effect of that is looking like. We may want to build a station in Siagawa just to control this node, where we have all of our trade getting funneled. Maybe. It's a possibility. I'm just checking these other values here. Yeah, these values are a little bit spooky on the piracy once we get to Siagawa and beyond. That would allow us to compress this to 3 if we were to build a station here. And while we wouldn't be able to actually control, or rather grab any trade value here, we'd be able to generate our own trade value by making a second trade hub here. This may end up being worthwhile. So let's go for it. We will go ahead and build our research stations over here. Excellent. The other thing that we could do is we could convert this station into a trade station, make Siagawa be our primary shipyard, and leave this fleet there. It's an option. I'm not sure which would actually be better. I think it'd be basically identical, right? So in terms of trade value, it would be identical. In terms of piracy suppression, it would be identical. In terms of location of our primary shipyard, it would be better if we were fighting these guys or these guys, but worse if we were fighting these guys. Okay. We can always build another shipyard over here if we have to as well. I think it's fine.
A study has been completed.
Okay, 0 piracy effect there. We are down to -8 here. So I think our piracy effects are... Actually, they're going up. You can see here we're at 64%. Okay, well, we did get some more technology researched. Physics from researchers, we'll take that. Genetic modification. This will lead us to further biological enhancement and adaptation, which I think will lead us towards gene tailoring. So we're going to go for that. We do want gene tailoring. The Senate passed their resolution. That's not a surprise. So yeah, that's at about 8. Current piracy. Yeah. You can see here that it's just not enough. Or, oh boy, okay. We've encountered some kind of vast entity near Howling Vortex. It appears to exist only partially inside our own universe, with the bulk of the creatures still trapped in whatever nightmarish realm it spawned from. There's a malevolent intelligence at work here, ancient beyond our concept of time and utterly alien in its design. We can only guess as to its purpose.
A science vessel is under attack.
Okay, I have no idea where Howling Void is. Okay, we have no idea. That's interesting. Ransomers, ancient mining drones, space amoebas. Yep. Okay. That's fine. This construction ship is, of course, ready to construct, and so we shall. Excellent. And then we will head out over this direction once we're done here. That'll be fine. The ancient science ship did somehow escape through some miracle. Oh, and we've got quite a bit of work to do on our colonies. Wonderful. So this mining world actually needs a chamber of elevation. Let's give it one. And we'll also upgrade our planetary administration here. Thredma needs a structure and has an unemployment. Civilian industries is the obvious choice here. That will solve both of those problems, as well as give us more consumer goods, allowing us to potentially scale back on our purchase order there. Canopus Prime here is in need of a building. It does not need jobs or housing. I feel like the answer here then is a research institute, but that requires a planetary capital, which requires 40 pops. So that's not the correct answer right now. Maybe we should go for a gas extraction well right now to get us that exotic gas. We don't have moat trap facilities available here, do we? Actually, we do. 3 of them are available. Okay, noted. Ebonar Prime has a building slot available. This is a science world. It can also upgrade its planetary administration, and it has an unemployment. We do need a planetary administration before we can build a research lab. So we'll get that in progress. Okay. Sounds good. We're running out of energy credits in terms of our balance here. I'm just going to go ahead and sell some minerals just to keep our balance book spread, or balance book balanced there. There's 10 trade value here. Now, if we were to gather this 10 trade value, we could also potentially gather this 2 trade value in the same area. And that would essentially require a patrol from Kaf to Hadar. Okay. Noted.
Construction venture completed.
We can absolutely do that, though. Let's go ahead and queue ourselves up 3 corvettes to start with. That'll be our standard patrol fleet, is 3 corvettes. Excellent. This construction ship is not doing anything. Let's go ahead and get the research and mining stations done, and then we'll head over to News. Excellent. There's an L gate over here. It's to be expected. I would love to settle these 2 worlds, but Rubricator Archaeological Site. Not the best idea, perhaps. I'd also love to upgrade this Starhold. But for now, we'll have to hold off on all those projects.
A new colony has been propagated.
We're just lacking the economy to do it currently. There's some new colonies coming up. This science ship is not currently doing anything. I'm actually going to have it come over here, and we are simply going to... That's the agro world. We are simply going to come over here and assist research. Excellent. So on these other worlds, we should definitely get a gene clinic for all of them. Where are you, gene clinic? There you are. Excellent. And that should be fine. Okay. So now if we look at our trade here, you'll see that we are receiving 100% of the trade value over here. You know what? Okay, that's fine. Those corvettes that I queued up went into the Anguished Armada. That's okay. At this point, I'm wondering if we truly need 2 ships patrolling this area. We can retask one of these patrol fleets to come over here, and I think that would be okay. We can upgrade this starport and gather this 10 trade value for now. And that'll be okay. And then we can deselect this one and send it over to CAF. We're not going to have to patrol Zeober, but CAF we will have to patrol. And then we will have you simply come to Xania, and then we'll just patrol these 3 locations. Oh, okay. We can now hire these guys as mercs. Good to know. Okay. Just wondering if this is actually enough to stop piracy here or not. We'll find out. If not, we can enlarge this fleet, but I don't think we need 2 fleets doing this. So that'll be okay. Yeah, this is clearly enough at Sredma.
Construction venture completed.
Now that had double ships, so this is the real question. Ah, look at that. Our piracy in Atlas is still going up. Oh, we don't... That was... that was space whales that went there, not our fleet. Okay. When will our fleet arrive? 10 days. Okay. So we'll be here more frequently. Are we actually going to make enough progress here? We dip our piracy effect down to 0.1. It will thank us one day. Down to 0. Okay. And then we leave. And then our piracy effect starts ticking right back up. But our piracy effects here are negligible in these 2. So hopefully that's enough.
Construction venture completed.
Because if we look at our trade route map mode, you can see Canopus's trade route is starting to lose some effectiveness. It's okay. This construction ship isn't doing anything, so we should definitely do something about that. And then we'll have it build a starbase over here, and then also research that project. Excellent. Now the real question is, how much piracy will be built up by the time we return, and will these piracy effects be fully gone by then? It's starting to look like this is basically a cycle. I mean, Xania and... Oh, okay. Somebody else saved our ransomeers. That's fine. Xania and Marfark should be okay on piracy, but Atlas, on the other hand... Atlas is going to be slightly problematic, and we definitely want a pair of trade hubs over here. And then once we can build our structure, we will want to build a off-world trading company. Ebenar does need a structure, and it has an unemployment as well. So the question is, any gas extraction wells, moat harvesting traps available? Yep, there is a moat harvesting trap available, so we will go for that first. Excellent. We also have a specialist unemployment on Runum. This will provide an additional worker job, not a specialist job. It should still be done, but we're going to want to swap this around. So we'll resettle from Asher Chalice to Runum, and we're going to want to essentially swap out this specialist and swap in a worker. About like that. Now we have an unemployed specialist on our capital. When is our necrophage going to happen? That's the question. It'd be nice if we actually knew when the necrophage was going to happen. Okay. This pop is going to grow pretty soon. But I'd rather have that unemployed pop on our capital, I guess.
A new colony has been propagated.
Oh, there's a new colony. Wonderful. The strong magnetic field around Elthier Prime has been affecting computers on the surface recently. Oddly, this effect is not merely random interference. Instead, computers are actually working more efficiently than they should be. It's almost as if an outside force is lending a helping hand. Fascinating. Okay, we do need a gene clinic here. There we go. Excellent. The Senate floor is in session to form a galactic council. Sure. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to finish filling in these gaps and working on our economy. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I'll see you all next time when we are going to tackle the piracy in Atlas. See you all then.